Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. It is Thursday, and we had a wacky day. Everyone came in today. It was like guns a-blazing. What's going to happen with the ECB? They came in. The headlines were that he over-delivered. You had the DAX up 2.5%. You had the S&P up 15 handles right into resistance. And literally, before the market even opened up, the resistance was rejected. And then the markets basically just grinded down all day. And it truly looked like, that was it. Like maybe, we just got our topping tail. We just got the red dog reversal. They sold the strength. They sold Draghi. And I feel like, there was a lot of calculated things that we were excited about. I was, on the VTF, I'm humming along. Everyone's having a good time. We're sitting there singing songs because we came in long, sold into strength, and then got short. But then, on the first bounce, trying to be cute, you shorted a little bit more, you shorted a little bit more, you shorted a little bit more, and they basically retraced more than 50% of the move where, I had to cover, and now I'm flat. And to be honest, at this point, I truly have no edge and no real gut telling me what's happening next here. Did they save the market? Yes. They held in the 1970s. Did they reject the market at the resistance? Yes. Do we have a big doji? You know what a doji means? Indecision. So when there's indecision out there, I guess you just got to be light on your feet. And this landscape with the high frequency trading and the way they push the envelope is just a whole different animal that we have to, ride. Anyway, let's take a look at the S&P. All right, let's go to the SPX and let's look at what today looked like. Let's just fast forward to the size of this move, okay, and look at, all in all, it doesn't look as crazy, by looking at the bar. But basically, let's go back down here. You had your double bottom. Wasn't that easy to see? Big 3-day move into resistance right there. Pulled back, held the 8 and 21 day. This was probably a day that the bears thought, they had the bulls by the cajones, and then the bulls won the battle, continued up, held the 8 day, and then all the way up to the highs. Then today, pre-market, the spiders were above, where the S&P was above 2009, got rejected. Then we traded below the weekly low here. We traded below 1977, put a low in at 1969, and then closed smack in the middle. So basically, they don't want to say game over yet. I guess you look at here, it's a whole lot of indecision because people don't know if we have enough, have what it takes to go higher, or was that it? So if the market doesn't know, then I guess we just have to be, continually tactical. And I was looking at the 5-minute chart to try and go over my bar-by-bar analysis on what I did wrong today. You take a look at first. You take a look at the spiders because that's what I chart every day. You could have seen my chart on Twitter where I talked about, will they reject the 200-day, and they rejected it here. They rejected this 201, and then you had your big-time doji that closed well off lows above the 8-day again. And now we'll have to figure it out. But you go to the 5-minute chart, and you'll see that, first of all, coming into the day of 201, then you had this too high. This was what I was really looking to gear off of, and that was 199.92. So I really didn't get short until we went below 199.92 and couldn't get back above it. And I did cover well, but then, the freight train comes running in. So I just want to look at this real quick one more time. So here was, look at that. Look at this red dog reversal on the 5-minute. Pushed through this prior high. Okay, this high here. People say, does a red dog work, on a 5-minute candle? Well, this pushed through this 256, closed below it. You could have shorted versus that. Came in, broke this, filled the gap, stayed in the bottom half of that wide range bar, built a bear flag, and then continued lower. This is when it broke back below the prior 2-day high. Great short, got in, and we shorted the bounce, shorted another bounce. But look how this was below the 21-day on the 5-minute the entire time. So I guess once it faked everyone out down here, came off the lows, made a higher low, this was your spot to cover. Somewhere around this 198.40. But instead of doing that, I covered into this, had a feeler on. I was away at a meeting, and I put an order out to short 198.20. The short, I figured it would not get through here. So I shorted, this 199 or 198.80. And then I figured, okay, worst case scenario, it's going to get to here, shorted there. And I had to stop out at 199.75, and it just got me out. But anyway, I would have probably went out anyway. But all in all, the trend, on the 5-minute was to the downside. And then I guess once it changed right here, if this was a daily chart, I would have covered after putting a low in and breaking this, downtrend. It pretty much did it right there, and then held above it, and then that was your next move. So that's your micro look. And then let's just go back to how other things look. Let's go to the IWM, which was a little bit weaker. Everything I think we see is going to be loose and wide. All in all, after a major run in the Russell, peaking out, it broke the 8-day and then came back above it. Looks a little wishy-washy, but it should, considering where it came from. So not out of the woods. The XLE, which my friend Chris was short for the most of the move down, when the spiders were at 198, it was going green. That gave some clues that there was support here. Because if the market was going to fall apart, XLE probably should have went below 59.67, and it held there. So now, it's building another flag to go higher, I guess. As far as high beta tech, they were all stronger, and then they went red, and they pushed lower and held. Google acted best. Facebook went green. There's not much to really go on here either. You want to take a quick look at it. Here was your ascending channel. All right, where are you? Give me your little line to the upside. And all in all, it opened up and then failed and then held above yesterday's low and still on the right side of this trend line, just a bunch of range trading. Netflix, same kind of thing. What did it do? Tried to come back up also, couldn't make new highs, and the strength was sold, and still kind of on the right side of this, but still sort of wedging also. This, I would say, is getting close to a pattern of indecision. Guys did really well shorting Tesla, right? Tesla had a huge move. I talked about the pivot, pushed above when it was up $1. I tweeted out, I would say I would be a seller of you long of Tesla and maybe look for a cute short. Well, Tesla went down about $10 from there. All in all, loose and wide. I still think that this is a better short up here than long, but pushed up, hit the 200-day, came back below this 209.37. Did really get down there, guys. It really went down here. But what did it do? It held the 8-day. Can't be fighting this 8-day. If it goes below it, cover into it. But when it comes back above it, get away from it. So loose and wide, but still above it. So I'd be careful. There is some standouts today. I guess the steel names. I spoke to my friends that like to play momentum, and a lot of them are going long these things overnight. You have U.S. Steel, X. I know that it's been up a lot, but just gave you another nice consolidation right here. Nice consolidation. Pushed above the 200-day, closed near the highs of this move, wide range bar. Looks like it can go higher, believe it or not. FCX, what did it do? Didn't get above the the weekly highs, but turned up, and what a coinky dink. It held the 8-day like most things right now, and I guess you got to stay with them if they hold it. And then the little guy, AKS, this too, look at this wide range bar, got extended from the 8-day, came back and went off. So if I had to be long something, which I'm not long anything, I'm flat overnight, I'd be long maybe AKS, X, and FCX. They look pretty good. Everything else looks like just a big range. Gold actually looks pretty good too. It pulled back, and what did gold do? It held the 8-day the same way it's been holding the 8-day this entire time. So now I guess we'll see if gold, makes a higher high here, but still, a little erratic, but holding in pretty well. You look at the banks. What did Goldman Sachs do today? Yeah, nothing really special. JP Morgan didn't do anything special either. It was red, still holding this. So what am I going to say? Guys are getting punished paying up, and guys are getting punished pressing shorts. So if that's the way it is until this range breaks, then so be it. Don't do it. You can't be perfect every day. I came in long 5 positions, sold into strength, got out of the rest when they went red, and then we got short. And you know what? I wasn't thinking buying 1977. I was thinking close red tomorrow. We could have been 1955. It didn't happen. So am I going to fight it? Am I going to stay with it? Am I going to be opinionated? Am I going to be a jerk? No. I'm going to step back and say, okay, it is what it is. It's been a nice run, a nice calculated run. I think I'm at the highs of my year today, and whatever. I'm just saying that it's been good that we've been able to be long and short, and not just be one-sided, because that's the way the market's been. But at this point, I'm not going to truly have an opinion and say we can't go higher. And the same way, I'm not going to say, we have to go higher because we held in today. So I'm just going to take it easy. Tomorrow's Friday. I trade from short hills, and we'll figure it out. But all in all, I guess you could say it was like a kick save by the bulls. You don't know if it's a false sense of security. You had the DAX up 2.5% and closed down 2%. China's kind of weak. I don't know if they're trying to just make this the safe haven, or they want to do one more push through the 200-day because they haven't been able to do that yet. So when I don't know and I don't have an edge in my little birdie or my little gut or my little, remember I come up with these funny things saying like, water gun to head or this or that. I don't have one of those calls right here. So if I don't, I'll be flat. You know why? Because cash is a position. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.